And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to a review of Favelas. This is a neighborhood in Rio de Janeiro, which has very colorful houses. And that's the theming of this game, is where you're going to be putting these colorful houses while trying to bend to the whims of the neighborhood architects or the council who are giving you funding. You're an artist, and they're going to say, we want more red houses. No, we want more green. Well, let's take a look at the game itself. Okay, so each player is going to get their own area. So you're going to start with your own player board. Each of the player boards is different, but they're also the same in the sense that they all have two of each color. Two blues, two reds. Well, no, they don't have two of each color. I guess there's one color that they only have one of. So here's two yellows, two blues, two greens, and a single red. This one has only a single purple, and so on. All right. So you have this tile. You're also going to take these dice. There's going to be 3 years in the game. In each year, you're going to have a pile of double tiles with a year-end tile randomly shuffled into the bottom 4. 3 of these tiles are placed up like this. You roll these dice. You're going to place these dice in the proper spot with the number that's been rolled. So the goal of this game is at the end of each year, you're going to get points if you have the most or if you're tied for the most of a specific color. And then the number of points you get is going to be the number of pips on the die. So you can see that purple is only worth 1 point, while blue, red, and yellow are worth 4 points. Also, if you have one of every color showing at the end of the year, you'll get whatever is showing on the bonus die. Your turns are pretty simple. You can take one of these face-up tiles. You can take the top one here or the top one here. When you take it, you just place it on your board. You can't have it come off your board. You're limited to what is on your board. If you put the same color on top of the same color, or here I can put even both, you are going to change that color die up 1 or down 1. So maybe I don't want yellow to do well, so I'll make yellow go down to 3, and I'll make blue go up to 5. Now, if I do that and blue was at 6, you can't make 6 go up, so you'd have to go down. If you take the single tile here, if you take it no matter what happens, you're going to make this go up or down. So maybe I'll make this go down, because maybe I don't care if everyone has one of every color on their thing. And so when these are taken, they're replaced. I can always draw from the top here. Maybe I want a big yellow group. Since I'm putting this on top of a red and purple, I don't get to do anything. And then maybe next time I get one, I'll place it like this. So I have green now, and I'm going to make green go up to 4. And that's essentially it. You're just going to keep taking these tiles and changing the dice until the year-end tile shows up, which in this one is the 3rd from the bottom. When that one is placed, or if it's put here, the round instantly ends. You're going to score points using these trackers here based on who has the most of each color tile out there. And then this, if you have one of every color. And then you'll start over again with the next year, another group of tiles. After 3 years, whoever has the most points is the winner. The tiles themselves are very thick, very nice, easy to maneuver and use around here. Now, of course, you're going to run into some problems initially, you might think, with color blindness, but you'll also notice that each one, like the green ones have this little stand on top of them, the blue ones have an extra roof, the red ones have stairs. So if you have problems with the color blindness, there's ways to differentiate them, and I like that. I also like that they are different colors. The whole thing, when you put it together, you have your whole board here, which is a really colorful thing. So the tiles have some pretty good quality to them. The dice themselves are okay. They don't roll as well as I like them to. They're big. They look a little cheaper than I'd want them to, but hey, they work for what it is. You each have your players scoring cubes, and if you go over 50 points, and they're different colors than the colors in the game. So overall, a very nice box, which has the name going both ways. Now this game is really a simplistic game. You are literally making a choice of pulling a tile and putting it on your board. And usually you're saying, I'm going to expand an area, or I'm going to keep my areas the same if possible, and at the same time I'm going to try to make things go up or down. So you want to obviously have the biggest blue area, make that worth 6 points, and if you don't have purple, make the purple go down to 1 if possible. Or maybe the bonus tile is pretty high, and so then you want 1 of every color. There's not a lot of in-depth strategy to this. I don't think I can talk much about, like, well, these are good decisions to make. It's pretty much a flow type game, as I see what you do and I move around, and you're going to react to the other players and take the tiles. And the gameplay itself, it's like 30 minutes, maybe 10 minutes per turn, but probably shorter than that because it doesn't take too long to do what you're doing in this game. The best options is kind of just to pick the best tile for you at any given point and then put the things up. There's some laughter and things, but this is kind of a very calm game. We're talking in the realm of dominoes. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this has this little strategy as dominoes does, but it's an easy-going tile laying game essentially, where I'm like, oh, I'll do this, I'll build this, move these dice, and we keep going, and then we score points, and we do that 3 times. Because of that, I'm not like super excited about the game. I think the game itself is a fine game, and I don't dislike it. I'll play it if you bring it out. But it almost feels slightly sterile in the sense of, yeah, we put these colors out and then we score points. Now, there's a lot of situations that's good in, and the thing is brightly colored and looks great. High points from me for that. I just think that in the long run, it might be a tad forgettable. But like, did you play that game? Yeah, what was that game? We put colors out and tried to have the most. And this would be a good game for mass market stores, honestly. This would be a good game for me to take and play with Grammy. I think that's a game that she would like. And I'm not saying that if you like this, that you don't understand complex games. No, there's a lot of places for this. But for me, it just felt a little flat. But at the same time, I didn't dislike the experience. I was like, yeah, let's put out some tiles. So good quality components, a really fun theming. I mean, I don't know if the theme's so strong, but the colors and the bright vibrancy of it, that helps a lot. That's Favelas. I'm Tom Vasel. You've been watching The Dice Tower. Dice Tower Judgment, simple and pleasant.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.